Hi friends, my name is Alicia Sikander. Welcome to my channel, Smart Ed. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. For those of you who are new, regardless, thank you so much. I'm a preschool Montessori teacher, and today's topic is the mindful parenting in the digital age. So my friends, you guys know today I'm recording this video on a device. I'm going to be editing it on a device and I'm going to be uploading it on the device. And you guys are going to be watching this video on a device too. So honestly, we cannot ignore the fact that this stage is a stage of devices, stage of internet, stage of AI, and we cannot eradicate or cancel the effect or the existence of this whole thing in our kids' life. But how we manage and deal with it and how we teach our children in order to use all of this in a healthy way that doesn't have adverse effects on their life, especially in early childhood, that's a crucial point, is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So we're going to talk about the negative effects of these devices, how to control it, what age group and how much exposure we should be giving, and some tips and tricks of how to handle behaviors, and as a parent how to deal with these devices when it comes to our kids. So my friends, let's begin. Let's begin with the negative effects of excessive screen time in children. You know, excessive screen time in children has several negative effects across their physical, mental, social, and cognitive development. Uh, so let's begin point by point. If we talk about sleep disturbances, let's let me tell you, the blue light coming from the screens really interferes with their body's natural production of cells, which subsequently results in irregular sleep schedules. And this kind of insufficient sleep can cause fatigue and mood problems during the day. Then we have obesity and unhealthy diet. A lot of screen time replaces physical activity, which increases the risk of weight gain and obesity. And also that children are exposed to advertising for unhealthy snacks and fast food, which triggers their cravings and can lead to poor dietary choices and mindless eating while viewing content. Children are experiencing physical pain because poor posture while using devices can result in chronic neck, back, and shoulder pain. And prolonged screen use can also cause digital eye strain. Everybody knows about this one, right? They can have dry eyes, they can have blurred vision, and headaches is a very common thing associated with this. Children are affected mentally and emotionally. Anxiety and depression is one major aspect of it because lots of studies show, if you research on your own, that there's a strong link between high levels of screen time and increased risk of anxiety and depression in children and adolescents because you know, you guys experience it too because it causes loneliness and it cuts you off from your social circle. And there's a lot of dependency and a reward system that lots of games and stuff, which I'm going to discuss later. So let's move on before I just go here and there because I keep talking then. So then there are behavior problems. You know, excessive screen time can be associated with attention problems. Like I just said, there is increased aggression. You can experience lots of irritability in the children. You see, they get annoyed very easily. And also using screen to pacify a child when a child is going through that moment can also impede their ability to develop self-regulation skills because now they're depending on the screen to pacify themselves. There's poor self-image because social media in particular can contribute to negative social comparison, especially in older kids, when it comes to body image concerns, and it can actually lower your child's self-esteem. Then there's addiction and dependence, when the brain's reward system can become desensitized by highly stimulating content like video games, and it requires more and more screen time to experience pleasure, which potentially leads to addictive behaviors toward these devices. Many parents would agree with me to that because they have firsthand experience. I would be honest with my older daughter, who's almost a teenager now. I have experienced this when she started using her iPad, and at that time I was clueless, and slowly I learned how to deal with that behavior. But trust me, it really breaks you to see your child like that. Then the developmental delays come for when very young children, which are like under two, screen time can actually impede their language development, their social skill, their emotional understanding, because at this point in time, they're learning best through direct real world interactions with their parents, with their caregivers, with their grandparents, with their siblings. So please don't replace this these beautiful moments with devices. Then there's impaired academic performance because excessive screen time can interfere with focus, attention span, critical thinking abilities. Especially elementary students who spend over 2 hours a day on screens tend to perform worse on their cognitive tests. If researchers have shown that. Um, then there reduced social skills because the time spent alone with devices can lead to social isolation, which gives the child fewer opportunities to develop crucial in person communication and social skills. They have literally no interaction with others, and they don't know how to communicate. They just focused, their upbringing is through the communication they're doing uh, in their devices, which is totally different from one-to-one interactions. Then, my friends, exposure to harmful content, unrestricted screen time can expose children to, everybody knows that, cyberbullying, violent, sexual content, misinformation, leading to emotional distress and potential risks to their safety. We know it, we've seen that, and especially in the Western world, even everywhere in the world. Actually, I wouldn't bring it down to just one part of the world, but everywhere in the world, the safety of the children is affected due to exposure to certain content. So what is the right age for a child to use devices? My friends, there's no right age, but there's no defined right age, but according to my understanding, and when I'm teaching kids and when I'm training people, under 2 years, please, no screen time. They don't understand anything on the screen. They're still developing their sight, they're still developing their skills, so no screen time, except for the live videos you're doing with the family members or siblings, or you're showing them pictures which they can relate to. That's it. Then ages 2 to 5 years, limit to 1 hour or less per day of high quality educational content. Make sure you know what they're watching, okay, and what you're showing to them. Then ages 6 and older, kids are getting more independent with these devices, but you need to set up a time. You need to aim less than 2 hours per day for recreational screen time, because all this media use cannot replace family time, sleep, or exercise, which is crucial part of the growth of your children. So please monitor and filter content through parental controls on your child's devices. It's very easy. You can connect the devices to your phones and then put up parental controls, and then you can also customize them according to what you believe is okay for your child. Now, my friends, how to handle the digital age by being a part of it with your child. Be a role model. You know, you need to be conscious of your own screen use and how you model and how you develop a healthy and balanced relationship with technology, because if you don't have a healthy relationship, you are scrolling through reels and you are abusing your device day and night, you have no right to stop your child from doing that. So first of all, be a good role model. Then create a family tech philosophy. What I mean by this is that work with your children to create rules that align with the family's values and goals for digital use. What to see, what kind of content to see, when to see, how many hours a day. Make a schedule for that. Then you need to set screen free times in which you establish device free zones or times, like you tell them, okay, now it is mealtime, we are not watching the device. An hour before bed, we put our devices away. Stuff like that. Then you define digital transitions. When you help children transition smoothly away from digital, just imagine somebody comes and just snatches your phone from you and say, okay, time to eat food. Leave it. You're not allowed to use your phone anymore. And you're playing a game and you're in the middle of the game, and you're about to hit a jackpot, and somebody just snatches. Imagine your wife snatching or your husband snatching your phone for you. You're gonna get angry. So don't do that with your child, because the child is experiencing the same kind of feelings. Give them a timer. Be like, okay, you have 5 more minutes, just finish whatever you're doing. Give them a heads up, or you have an alternative activity ready for them. Brushing your teeth with your daddy, or you can come up with a lot of things. If I start researching on that, telling you in this video is going to get really long. So let's move on to the next. You need to foster open communication with your children. You need to listen to them. You need to create a safe space for them to talk about their online experiences. Ask them, be part of it, both positive and negative, without judgment. Children feel scared of you because you're judging them. You're like, why did you do that? No, we're not doing that to our kids. Negative or positive, listen to them and guide them in the proper way. Also discuss the digital challenges together. Talk openly about issues like online bullying, misinformation, what is the impact of social media to build, how to build resilience and trust, and what kind of content the child should be watching and not. They need to trust you for that. Then you need to prioritize relationships. You need to emphasize that real life connections are invaluable, and show your children this by being present and engaged with them. Okay? As a parent, it is your duty to be present for your child, to be engaged in their activities. Don't leave them alone. Don't ignore their needs, please. I know it's hard. I know our life is asking us to do a lot of stuff that needs to be done in everyday life, but please be present. I would say spend quality time with your children. And also, moving on, teach them digital literacy. Help your children develop critical thinking skills to evaluate online information, and what is true and what is false, all those things that children start believing in, which are not true. So keep an eye on it, and teach them the literacy that everything is not true on internet. This is one thing that I had to teach my child, because she would believe everything she would read or she would see. And then I had to educate her that, everything is not real. We can create it. And then I would create something which is not real for her to see that I can do it by just sitting on my phone. So that's how she learned it. And now she's telling me, Mom, this is fake. This is true. This is fake. This is real. So, you need to bring that awareness and that literacy to your child. Then you need to promote digital nutrition. You need to guide your children to choose quality and beneficial digital content, similar to how you choose healthy food, right? So whatever you're putting into your minds should be nutritious for your mind. Then you need to help with emotional regulation. You need to support your children developing healthy coping strategies to manage their feelings before they turn to their devices to express them impulsively. So a child is feeling angry, they would find solace in playing a fighting game on their device. And this is how they are going to take out their aggression, which is a very, very unhealthy way of releasing that energy. If a child is feeling sad, they would revert to some sad content on their devices, which is again a very, very unhealthy way of expressing that emotion. Expressing a sad feeling would be hugging your child, listening to their problem, finding a solution, or using strategies like involving them in a play, involving them in activities that you're doing, like folding clothes, like taking them out for a walk, taking them out for ice cream, being involved with your child, and not asking them to revert to the device, because if they develop that dependency, they're going to ruin their childhood and eventually their adulthood. So over here, we're trying to generate people. We are trying to create a generation who is aware of their surroundings, who knows how to use these devices and internet in their favor, rather than being a victim to the negativity of it. So my friends, I hope you learned something from this video today. Thank you so much for joining. Please please feel free to take screenshots of all these slides that I have created for you guys. This is for you guys, for your information. Use them as you want for your projects, for your reference. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my videos. Until next time.